Hello and welcome to A Brit Reacts to Bollywood, and today I want to try something new. A little orange here. I want to do a film review, which is going to be really interesting. I want to say first to all of my friends in India and around the world, Namaste, Assalamu Alaikum, Sat Sri Akal Ji and Vanakkam. My heart goes out not only to the people in India suffering from the crisis, the health crisis, the government crisis with COVID, but I also want to send my sympathy to the people in Palestine, around Al-Aqsa in the West Bank and in Gaza, who are experiencing the worst of conditions currently. I hope that you get justice and you get your rights. Any injustice anywhere is an injustice against us all, and we have to remember that. We are all human beings. Today, I'm going to look at the film AAPKE HAIN KOUN, and I'm well excited. Let's take a look at the film. Rajshri. Oh, that's interesting. I love it. Look at that, just look to camera. That's great. Oh. Back to camera. Back to camera. This is a nice, stylish, haunting opening. Look at the glamour. Here comes the dog. That's mad. This is so British. It's very good comedy. Oh, shut up. Bum chums. Bum chums means something quite different in the UK. I love the introduction of the two characters through their feet. Ah! What an entrance. She's so good. She's so funny. Are you kidding me?
Stupid. शक्कर की जगह नमक उठा लिया है.
Great.
कुछ बोलती क्यों नहीं? रहने दो. तुझे stupid बोलती है. मामी जी को हलवा बड़ा पसंद आया है. लीजिए मामी जी, पूरी कढ़ाई खाइए.
Oh wow, what an entrance. I love this. Oh, I love it. This is so beautiful. The dog's an umpire.
How's that?
Great.
तुम्हारी. I love you, भाभी. क्या बात है देवर जी?
I love that. Beautifully done. completely breaks the fourth wall. Like, it's not naturalistic. It suddenly becomes, he's in the inner world. One moment, jump to another moment, jump to another moment. He's including the audience. It's beautiful. It's really nicely done. It's very playful, and it's not overly serious. And it's a really nice contrast. So I have spent a couple of days watching a 3-hour Bollywood film, and it's the first time I've ever done anything like that, and I'm utterly blown away by what this film is. For me, this film is such an expression of joy, and it's such a gift to an audience, especially a family audience where you've got mixed sentiments and levels of understanding and all of these things. It reminds me of the formula of a Shakespeare play. You've got a real blend, like a recipe of elements, and you've got the leads who are romantic and you want them to get together, and you see their conflict and you see their attraction towards each other, and you see the comical characters, the rude mechanicals, the silly people, the people who also have a heart, and you see their journey, which runs in parallel to the main lead's journey. You see the sort of spiritual element at the end of the film, and I really was so sad because I thought it was going to be a tragedy. I was like, oh, okay. Through most of the film, they're having this wonderful life. They live in this incredible mansion, and they travel around, and the other family live right next to this beautiful temple, and they want for nothing. They have everything they need, and it's so joyous. And then towards the end, it's like, bang, you see this horrendous death of the sister falling down the stairs, and you think, oh. And then when you're hit with the beautiful plot point of that they would marry off Madhuri Dixit's character to Salman Khan's brother, you're like, oh, this is so good. But it's absolutely heartbreaking, because I've seen so many Bollywood films where they give up love for the sake of duty, and this constant refrain of frustrated love and doing something for the benefit of others. This horrible, horrible experience that is often in Bollywood films. I was convinced that was going to happen. But just like in classical plays, you've got this thing called a deus ex machina. In ancient Greek plays, when I studied some of the Athenian plays and comedies, you'd have a terrible situation and it's rescued just 5 minutes before the end of the piece by some divine intervention. And that's exactly what happened in this. One of the comedy characters, because his heart is so touched, he becomes transcendent of his comedy constraints and begs Lord Krishna resolve the situation, because he knows that they love each other, and the loss of their love would be another great tragedy. And so it all comes out, and they marry them together because they realise what an act of love that is, and it's the wish of the recently departed sister. But I feel like I've been on such a journey. So much of the film is like a beautiful dream, and then at the end they go through these really, in quick succession, hard, maturing experiences, and they all become the best version of themselves. But this also reminds me of classic silent film and Charlie Chaplin and all of these great music hall entertainers, actually. And I wonder what the connection there is, because you see every movement matches a musical beat. It's a synchronous audio-visual experience, and so the comedy actors and the lead actors seamlessly work with sound, with the soundtrack, with the music. For instance, that gag where she's cooking and she accidentally picks up salt rather than sugar. There's sound to complement it. It's an incredibly fast-paced musical environment, and you can see how easily and seamlessly they jump. They don't even jump, they step from drama action into a musical, hyper-real expression, a song. My favourite songs in this are Pehla Pehla Pyar Hai, which I just think is this incredible dream of a song that just comes in, and it's very evocative of a 50s Americana musical style, and visually this is stunning. The cinematography on this is stunning. There's also the song May Ni May, which is just gorgeous, and I love that it's repeated as a refrain in a more tragic way at the end of the film, where Madhuri Dixit's character thinks she has to marry somebody other than the love of her life, and it's so evocative because you've got the lyrics. Your darling daughter has renounced the world. She has fallen in love with an aesthetic, and it becomes like that. She has to renounce what she loves in order to do something for a greater good, to help others, to help her sister's child, to help her family. They all want that. Powerful. The whole thing is so powerful and carefully thought out. And the use of those lyrics, the use of that music. Another special shout out to the song where the men's father sings to the mother of the daughters. And it's just so devotional and beautiful. It's an incredible mix of spirituality, this film, and comedy and drama, and it's really seamlessly done. You see where religion and spirituality fits evenly into people's busy lifestyle and their culture, and the fact that you've got this classically Hindu storyline ending where literally Lord Krishna saves the day is just incredible. It's just very visually entertaining, and there are clear character choices in every character, in all their movements, in their physicality. It's very slapstick. It's very rooted in that tradition of visual comedy. And the editor and the director are not afraid to break that naturalism. They're not afraid to go absurd. And I like that so much. And this is what's interesting to me about this film and Indian culture in general as an observation from this review. Like, if this were a tragedy, and it almost was, the tragic flaw in so many of these characters is not ego or anything like that. It's that they are too selfless. Like and so many Bollywood films that I've seen, they are willing to give up too much of themselves, too much of what they want, to a perception, to what they think is for the best or what is wanted by others. And I think that's so interesting. I think it's such an interesting, like, subconscious observation within Bollywood cinema about Indian culture. When does being selfless become dangerous for yourself or painful for yourself, too much, too damaging to yourself? In Western cinema, it's like people face challenges and overcome them. That's the formula. But in this genre, it almost is like the challenge overcomes the person. And we've seen that in other films. But in this film, it was rescued. I wonder why. Clearly, this is a career-defining film for Salman Khan, for even Madhuri Dixit, for a lot of these people. And I have to give a big shout out to AAPKE Kaur, a wonderful, wonderful, joyous actor to watch, playing Madhuri's father. He's just so entertaining. And this is what I really love about this film as well. It's such an ensemble. It really does feel like a classical play or something. It's such an ensemble cast of talented, funny character actors and comedy actors, and we really see the talent of Madhuri Dixit. We really see the power of Salman Khan's performance. It's just a really special film, I think. I'm sure there's so many more things that I will want to say once I've published this, just because there's so much to say about this film. It's an incredible achievement, and it flies by. It's such a high pace and a high energy, and has such a spirit and a joyous vibe about it. It just has so much heart, this film, as a story. I just love it. I'm really grateful. Now, I want to watch My Name is Khan. I want to watch Devdas. Oh, Three Idiots, I've been told to watch. So if you've got any more tips or suggestions or anything else you want me to look at, I would be happy to. I think this is such a great thing for me to do as a review, and I just loved doing it. Oh, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, spread the word. I do this outside of my work. This takes my spare time. So if you wish, please do hit the link to my PayPal, and any donation is welcome. I love you all, and I'm so grateful. And Bollywood constantly surprises me. This is your Brit reacting to Bollywood saying cheerio!